Parker, congrats on the victory, man. How happy are you with your performance out there?
I'm pretty stoked, man. I would have absolutely loved to get the finish, but I'll take another win. That's 3 in a row now, and that's a personal best for me. And I'm especially happy to have that be the first time in the UFC as well.
Were there any sort of nerves or, walking out there, even though it's not like T-Mobile or whatever, but still, the UFC, there's a crowd in there. What was it like walking out there?
There's always nerves, and everybody that says there's no nerves in a fight is either lying or lying. There's always nerves. It's just you learn to handle them. They never really go away. You just deal with it, and the more you do it, the more you deal with it, the less of an impact they have on you negatively.
Well, it looked like a tough battle, man, a lot of back and forth, but you were definitely, showing your strength, when you were able to get in clinch and get him against the cage. You were doing some great work. But what was the game plan for him coming in? Did you have something specific for him?
I was definitely looking to wrestle a little more and work for that takedown. We pushed him up against the fence, and I was trying to find some takedowns a little bit more. I just need a little more practice with those. They're starting to get better and better each time I come in, having more success. Especially when I shoot and I don't get it, I'm able to still grind and not just get myself into a bad position. So I'm feeling more and more comfortable with the wrestling attempts, and then I obviously already feel plenty comfortable with my hands. So, I feel like I'm becoming a more and more complete fighter. But the game plan was definitely to try and get him down to the ground more and tire him out and look for the finish.
Well, they talked about that a decent little bit on the commentary, about his takedown defense. Do you think that a lot of that was his defense, or was it a matter of you maybe could have improved some of the attempts yourself?
I think it was a little bit of his defense and more where I need to improve and tighten up my technique. I didn't wrestle in high school and I didn't even go to college, so that obviously didn't happen. I didn't even really start wrestling, like pure wrestling, until about 3 years ago when I hooked up with my coach, Kia Galampur. And since doing that, it's become a drastic difference. I've been doing this for a really long time, and I've always had people try to teach me this or teach me that for like takedown purposes. I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, so I'm comfortable once I'm on the ground. But as far as the actual transitions of finishing a takedown or stuffing a takedown or different ways to set those kind of things up, that's always been kind of a missing key in my overall game. And I'm happy to finally be filling that to the relatively same level of competence I have with my jiu-jitsu and my striking.
I was going to say, you mentioned the hands. Your hands definitely look like they were doing some great work out there. But
thank you.
How happy are you with the striking? Or is there anything that you thought that maybe?
I'm always happy with my striking. I've trained with crew at Thornton now, and for a couple of years now, ever since I got into the UFC. And I've always had naturally good hands, but I've always felt like I could do more. And he's been able to really help me take my combinations and my footwork and my head movement and everything to a new level that I didn't even know that I could get to. And I'm even more excited to keep working with him because the higher I get, the higher I realize I can go. The more I still have to learn and fine-tune and perfect. So, I'm in a great spot. I got a lot of great people around me supporting me, like-minded individuals that all have my success as their key focal point. And I couldn't be any happier or ask for anything better.
So especially after a win, I'm sure there's a desire to want to get right back in the cage and fight for another, a purse. But what's the immediate next step? Or you rather want to get back into the gym and kind of fine tune some things and then make another approach back in there?
Both. There's always things I want to work on. I'm always trying to get back in there and be, constantly improving my technical skill set. Like we said, I've always felt good with my hands, and the cardio has always been great for that. Broke a couple of records with volume the last 2 fights. But when you throw in that wrestling part of things, it definitely saps your energy. So I want to get back in the lab, so to speak, and start working on making sure that the cardio stays up there, no matter how much I wrestle or how much I strike, and it all just is nice and continuous and fluid and combines well together. But I'm looking to be as active as possible this year. I only got my 1 fight last year. I had my fight with Sherman was supposed to be scheduled for April. I ended up catching COVID on that, and it kind of threw things, a big monkey wrench in the plans because everything was so booked up, and then you couldn't get us in until August, and then the same kind of thing was before getting this fight. So I'm trying to get back in there as quick as possible. I feel great. I got this tiny little cut on my cheek. They gave me a really short suspension, so as long as that heals up nice and quick, I'll be ready to go now, So.
What is the perfect number of fights for you think in a year?
3 or 4. Yeah, I'm trying to stay active. I've been doing this a really long time. I don't really feel like there's a tremendous amount of new things that I have to learn, so much as there's fine-tuning and just kind of tweaking things and staying consistent with stuff. So I'd like to try and stay a little more active, because I don't really need a major gap off, I feel like, to, you know, drastically put something into place that isn't already there. I just got to kind of clean things up and tighten them up better.
I know a lot of times, you know, where I was like, you know, who do you want next? Who do you want next? And I know, you know, just coming in, you might not want to throw any of the names, but I'm sure there's a wish list of guys at the top that you've always wanted to challenge your skill set against. I mean,
no, you know, I don't actually. I've never been one to call anybody out, not once. Even in my 15 years of doing this, I've never been like, I want that guy next, you know, or like, you know, I love doing this. I love the sport. I love to fight. I love to compete. And I really don't have any animosity towards anybody. Guys that I beat, guys that I've lost to, you know, we're all in this, doing this because, you know, for whatever reason it may be. I just love to fight, you know, and I'm good at it, and I want to do it as long and as much as I can.
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.